Welcome back to the Crypto Knowledge Alliance, guys. It's Jimbo here for another edition of Crypto Live. In today's video, we're going to have a look at the Bitcoin price action and see if we can determine where the chart might take us next. We will have a look at CoinMarketCap and see what sort of moves there are in the market today, and there are some news stories today which you cannot miss out on. If that sounds interesting to you guys, I'd love you to subscribe and like to the channel. It will help you get the content as soon as I deliver it, and it will help my channel grow. Win-win for both of us, right? Also, if you're interested in having cryptocurrency conversations beyond YouTube, we've got a brilliant Telegram group down below for Crypto Knowledge Alliance fans. It's really good. We've got some great traders and some great people in there sharing really intelligent opinions on cryptocurrency. Be sure to come and get involved. We'd love to have you there. Have to do the normal disclaimer, guys. I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I giving financial advice. All of the content I create is purely for educational purposes. It shouldn't be misconstrued as legal or financial advice because I am not that guy. I'm just Jimbo, calling things as Jimbo sees them. That being said, guys, let's get into it and start on the Bitcoin 1 daily chart. As you can see, we've got these white lines in place to represent our longer term trend from 2018, and we've got these purple lines to represent some of the more recent price action. We have two downwards falling wedges which both broke out positively, and we've got this resistance line here which I've had to tweak up a little bit because we set this new higher high. You've got to remember, guys, when you're doing your charting analysis, let the chart determine where the lines are, not you. So if something changes, for example, here was the line before from the last resistance, we now have a new resistance in place, we change that line. That's the way that we have to adapt in order to succeed when reading charts. So, as you can see, I've got a little bit of a formation drawn here, and this is the proposed potential new falling wedge we might see play out. We're going to need to test this upper resistance of it before we have any confirmation, and as you can see, we could pretty much float this upper resistance at the moment because we haven't actually retouched it since we broke down. So, it's a little bit of a phantom line at the moment, but I think it's safe to put it in there for the time being. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, guys. What I can say is that now we've been rejected from this upper resistance, it seems increasingly likely that we're going to go back down and test the support line down here before making any further moves. So wait for that movement and see what happens. If, however, we break straight up and we push through this white line here, which is our longer term trending resistance, then I think Bitcoin starts to look quite bullish in the midterm. If it shakes this formation, we can start to be excited, but it would need to do it with volume. It needs to be backed up with volume, guys, so remember to keep an eye out on that as well. On the stochastic and the RSI, we can see the stochastic is right down here in the bottom zone, which is, you know, showing to us that we've moved out, most of our downwards moved down, but the longer we stay in this zone, the more chance we have of breaking down further. And as you can see, the RSI has still got quite a ways to go before that bottoms out into an oversold period. So I can't say for sure, guys, but I'm expecting over the next few days, most likely is we're going to go and retest this line here, this support line. Let's wait and see how it plays out. Will it form this downwards, this falling wedge pattern? We will have to wait and see. Okay, I think that's enough on Bitcoin today. I think we pretty much all know where it is at the moment. I just want to quickly, for our members in Telegram, cover this. I was asked some questions. I made an educational call on AppCoin several days ago, and someone said, how did you spot it? And my channel's all about education, so here I am, giving the users what they've asked for, and I want to let you guys know how I spotted it. Now, this might look like jargon to you guys, and that's fair enough. It's just what I do. It's what I like to look at, and it's like how I like to see things. The educational call was made here at 1450 satoshis, and it topped out about 2425 satoshis, which represents just over a 65% increase. All the educational targets were achieved. Lovely stuff. How did I spot it? Okay, so what I saw here, guys, was a tightening price range. Once we had this second peak from the run-up formed, we could give this nice resistance line in place, and I saw this resistance line here, support line, sorry. We've got some touches off here, touch there, and then we started to really hover onto it strongly. And when I finally made the call, it was because I'd drawn this extra support line, this trend line that seemed to be suggesting that we have really got a bullish push at the moment. It doesn't want to break below these support lines. It looks like it's going to push up. Made the call there. Within a few 4-hour candles, we were all the way up at 2425. Not too bad at all. Okay, so next we'll go on to the CoinMarketCap and have a look and see if we can't see the movers in the market. Okay guys, so it's pretty much as we would anticipate from seeing a 2.4% move down from Bitcoin. We have lots of red in the top 100. Remember guys, these percentages here are always against US dollar, so when Bitcoin moves, they're going to move as well. Interesting to watch the ones that do stay positive within a Bitcoin downtrend, because it's suggesting real strength in the token. And we've got Ravencoin here doing well. We've got Moac doing well. There's a couple here that have made some pushes up in the downturn, but not a lot. Guys, I've sort of stumbled across Kubitka for the first time in the last couple of days. Haven't done enough research on it yet to give you my sort of idea of what the project's about, but I sort of recommend you guys going to check this out. If you have a look at their 7-day chart, or even their all-time chart, you're going to see why I'm suggesting that it might be worth a look. We've got a super low circulating supply of 2.8 million and a total supply of 10 million. Market cap of 38 million US dollars, but look at this growth on the all-time chart. You know, it is surging upwards. Worth a look at. Only realistically you're going to be able to buy it on P2P BTB, but you know, go and check out, do some research on that exchange if you've never heard of it before. Do some research on Kubitka. Let me know what you think in the comments below, guys. Has this project got legs? Is it here for the long term, or is this just a pump? We'll go on to the gainers and losers for the day quickly, guys, and as you can see, we have a couple of reasonably significant increases with Red Pulse Phoenix, PHX, doing really well with 30% increase on almost 30 million US dollars volume, which is nice. Ether Party, ticker is Fuel, doing really nice with 26% increase. So there's a couple of reasonably strong moves here, guys, whilst Bitcoin's been going down. So again, you know, if these are tokens that you've never heard of, things like Red Pulse Phoenix, which I personally, again, my opinion, guys, not shilling, really interesting project there, and with the right market conditions in China and the right conditions for the project, could do really well in the long run. That is just my opinion, guys. Go and do your own research. Biggest thing to take away on the losers here today is definitely Bitcoin Gold, down 14% on $146 million volume in the last 24 hours. If you're holding Bitcoin Gold and you haven't seen this yet, you need to, or if it was me, I'd be trying to find out why we've had this big drop and such a big amount of volume on the drop as well. Something's got to be happening there. Not something I've looked into, guys, because it's not a token I hold, but if you do, I recommend you have a look and check that out. Quick overview of our top line. We've got a Bitcoin dominance at 52.4%, 24-hour volume of 28.39 billion, 125.8 billion market cap. It's down. We know that from the Bitcoin price. It's down a little bit from what it was yesterday. That's because Bitcoin's down. Okay, guys, I think that pretty much covers CoinMarketCap, and I know you guys are clever enough to come and use this on your own, so you don't want to hear me harp on about CoinMarketCap for too long. Let's go into the news stories that I think are important today. So we're going to start the news today here on a little known news outlet called The Independent. Just a joke. I'm sure if you've heard of The Independent before, you know just how big these guys are and the significance of this news story. So we've got Samsung Galaxy S10 Bitcoin wallet brings cryptocurrency to the mainstream. If you're in the crypto space, you have not missed this in the last week or so. It is everywhere, and it has seen projects absolutely skyrocket in valuations, because these links just will not go away. Now, The Independent have released this story. I'm going to put a link in the description. We've been discussing it in the Telegram group, seeing if we can find out the significance and what this might mean to some of the projects. But let me just cover some of the quick highlights for you in case you missed it. We have Samsung smartphone maker confirming that it will support Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cosmi and Engine, together with a range of decentralized dApps. Whoa! Bombshell news story. Good stuff, right? Cool. Let's scroll down a bit further. Here we go. We've got the David Thomas, the CEO of Mayfair-based cryptocurrency exchange Global Block, telling The Independent, there is no doubt that inclusion of these wallets on handheld devices gives credibility to technology and makes it extremely accessible for the general public, thus assisting in 3 out of 4 points mentioned. Now guys, if you've been with the channel for a little while, I've been discussing with you the ways that we bridge the adoption chasm between the early adopters and the innovators and the early majority. And I can tell you one very good way of bridging that gap between the first 16% and the early majority is to give them accessibility to the technology in seamless ways. This begins the method of social positive message marketing. Put it this way, this is a better way to think of it, right? Right now, if you're a Bitcoin or cryptocurrency trader, or you're invested, or it's something that interests you like myself, you probably have to go through Coinbase and you send your money to an exchange and you buy it and you come back and you go in cold storage, and there's lots of pathways that are required to complete the job. This makes it difficult. It also makes the use cases of these technologies scarce. It's scarce. We as the early adopters and innovators, we don't mind scarcity. We'll do what it takes to go and get these cryptocurrencies because they interest us, because we get what they are. But for the early majority, that just isn't the case. They need to see other people using it well. They need to have easy access to this technology, and it doesn't need to be complicated. Now, Samsung putting these dApps and these these blockchain wallets on the phones is an extremely good way to start a social message of positivity, because one friend says to one, oh look, I've got this Bitcoin wallet on my phone and I can use it really easy, and look at this, and then they pass it on and pass it on and pass it on. You get the point. Once it's in people's hands, it becomes very much easier to spread around, okay? What else have we got in this story? This was one of the things that I really thought was interesting, where I can find it. Sorry, just bear with me. A bit about Cosmo Chain, which again, if you're in the Telegram group, you'll know we've been looking at with serious scrutiny and saying, is this it worth getting involved in? Only educational content, guys, not financial advice. Do your own research on Cosmo Chain and Cosme. Have a look. But this was one of the big things that I took away from the story, was this sentence here. Contactless payments with cryptocurrency could also be a possibility in the future, as the Galaxy S10 range supports this functionality. Now, whoa, again, bombshell line. Are they saying that the Galaxy S10 has the functionality to handle cryptocurrency contactless payments, or are they saying that the S10 has the functionality for contactless payments and it also looks like it's going to have cryptocurrency? We're going to have to find out there, guys. Wait to have this confirmed. I can let you know that I am having my device, the S10 Plus, delivered to me on Friday, and as soon as I get that thing unboxed and I can check out what it can do, I'm going to make a video, I'm going to upload it here, I'm going to give it to the people on Telegram, and we're going to know ground floor what's going on with this device. How useful is it going to be? Anyway, I'll put the link in the description if you want to come and read the whole thing, but this is a very bullish news story for me. Next one for the day, Bitcoin can't be stopped by politics. Lightning torch goes from Iran to Israel. Now, I love this news story. It's just perfect. It's just so positive for Bitcoin. You can see that Bitcoin cannot be stopped by the bridges between political problems. It can't be stopped by borders. We all know the stories about people leaving countries and being able to take their crypto assets with them, which gives them an incredibly better store of value than previously available. I think this is just another great positive message for Bitcoin. It's saying, look, you know, we can jump across some of the most difficult borders in the world, go from place to place in a positive message. Really like this. I'll put the link in the description in case you want to read it. Next up, Facebook plans to become the world's biggest bank. Now, remember, guys, this is a Medium article, so it's opinion-based. I'll put the link in the description. But we have seen the news this week that Facebook is launching its own digital currency. The point that the guy in here is getting at is that based on their user base, if Facebook coin was to be adopted by the entire user base of Facebook, they would have, here we go, a collective of 2.7 billion users, and I think they said it was somewhere just under 2 times the whole population of China. And what they're getting at is if all of these 2.7 billion users were to adopt Facebook coin, then they would have the potential to become the world's biggest central bank. Will that happen? listen, I'm not completely convinced. Give me your comments in the description, in the comment section. Sorry, come into the Telegram group. Tell us what you think about this. It'd be great to know. I'll put the link in the description. Next up, crypto firms reportedly being denied banking service by JP Morgan, HSBC. Now, isn't this an ironic story, guys? Isn't this an ironic story? We've already heard in the last week or so that JP Morgan are going to release their own cryptocurrency, and yet still they're denying access to cryptocurrency services. I think this might just be a little bit more of the banking system trying to keep their control over this market. They're terrified by it, in my opinion, or if they're not terrified by it, they know that they need to up their game to get in line with it. And I think JP Morgan, this is just a perfect example of that. You launch your own coin, you come out and say you're going to launch your own coin, having previously called Bitcoin a scam, and now look, now you're still denying cryptocurrency firms banking services, and it's just a... make your own opinion on this, guys. That's only just my opinion. Give me a comment and let me know what you think. Next story that I wanted to have a quick look at is, has your Coinbase personal data been sold? This has just dropped in the last couple of hours. One of the executives from Coinbase on a live interview has come out and said that in the previous parties that have been used for Coinbase have been selling the data onto third parties. Now, this has all come up because a lot of people have been sort of doing this delete Coinbase thing because they bought Neutrino, and Neutrino had previously been linked with the selling of third-party data. Well, now Coinbase have come out and said that the reason they've switched to Neutrino is because their previous people they were working with was selling user data. What's going on here, guys? This one's worth the read. I'll put the link in the description. That's all today for the news, guys. I hope you found this content useful. Again, if you've stuck through, give us a subscribe, give me a like, come and give me a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think of these news stories. Let me know what you think of the analysis today. And again, come and get involved in that Telegram conversation. I really think you'll find some educational content in there that's useful for you. The conversation between the guys is absolutely excellent. That's all from me today, guys. Until next time, bye.